The following video is my very first attempt at interviewing someone on the subjects that I'm now diving into, trauma and the like. It was a homeless guy called Bob, who I met in Brisbane in, I think, 2017, which is mad to think it's 7 years ago and it's taken me all this time to really get started on the project. But anyway, you can tell that it's new to me. I can hear my anxiety in my voice, and I think it was just recorded on a little old GoPro that I bought secondhand. So audio is not the best, but it's still very important to me, this video, because it's the very first person I spoke to. And I really like the guy. I'm desperately sad I lost touch with him. I had his telephone number on my phone that I think I broke or I lost. So I lost touch with him. If anyone sees this, I mean, it's August 2024. The first videos you throw online, I hear no one watches. But if anyone comes up to this and sees it in the future, whenever, and recognizes Bob and knows Bob, I'd really appreciate if someone could reach out to me and let me know how I could get in touch with him, because it would mean a lot to me, given that he was the first person I spoke to. And I really would like to know how he is. He was turning 65 in 2018, so he must be in his 70s now, and I hope he's all right. He looked in pretty good shape when I met him. Talked about his father and some of the abuses he'd gone through as a kid, that I think led him to his life living on the streets. I won't say much more. Absolute legend. If anyone knows Bob, I'd really appreciate if you could reach out to me and let me know how I could get in touch with him. But this is the very first interview I ever conducted.
The library just closed. I've been sitting in the library since lunch,
With
reading the fucking book.
I haven't been in there yet, you know.
Right, it's cool.
I've been in Brisbane about 2 months and I still haven't had the chance to
Get in the library.
look around enough.
Yeah.
So it's Bob.
Bob, yes, Bob, mate. Bob.
How long have you been on the streets?
Oh, shit, mate. Growing up. You see what happens is the parents broke up. I went to live with my grandfather. I've been on the street since about 15, mate. I'm 65 in November.
You're 65 in November.
I'm 65 in November. In April, I get a pension.
You look really good at it. But
Oh, mate, I'm fit because I haven't had the money to excess myself, if you know what I mean. I haven't had too many excesses.
Yeah.
Never had the fucking money for it.
sorry, I'm just recording the conversation as well, if that's all
Yeah,
right.
not a problem, mate. Not a problem at all. I'm 65 in November, but I've got to wait till I'm 65 or 6 months before I can get a pension. It's just the way it works. You don't get a pension at 65.
Nice bollocks.
Yeah, that's right. Tell me about it, mate. Tell me about it.
Um,
65 in 6 months. But soon it's going to be 70. I mean, you pity the poor bloody bricklayer that's got to work until he's 70 for
No.
God's sake.
It's just you get money's getting stretched and stretched and stretched.
Yeah, mate, yeah. There's millions of us baby boomers that are on the pension all coming up.
You said
Yes,
you've been homeless from about 15, and
since about 15.
you mentioned your parents splitting up.
Yes.
How old were you when your parents split up?
I don't ever remember seeing my parents together.
How do you mean?
I think I've got a funny suspicion that my parents, the person my mother was married to, split up probably a bit longer before I was born than was legitimately. What I'm saying is, for a while there, I stayed with my dad, I stayed with my mum, I didn't get on with either. But I've heard my dad arguing with his next wife about who the fuck was that son? Who's that kid? Because I've got an older brother.
Yeah,
Who's that kid? You know what I mean?
sure.
Talking about me, I clicked on later on when I was about 15. Who does that kid belong to? It's not yours, an argument. So from there becomes identity issues, I think. And
Felt unsure of who you were.
I think I've become a little bit curious. Says, well, fuck you too. What am I doing here? Yeah. Why am I bothering doing this? Because I didn't like me father.
That I understand. I mean, I didn't really get on with my mum and dad.
No.
My mum,
I didn't get on with mother or father.
were they hard to you?
Yeah. Both my parents took up with other people that were also because my mother took up with the coloured bloke and it was obviously that I didn't belong to him. My father was saying, oh, you know, that kid in there, he's not fucking mine. But that's where it starts, you see, Chris. My friend and I, you know, it's a struggle. And I'm actually quite glad because I'm not better off than my brother. If he'd have been my real dad, I'd be fat and bald. Sorry, old mate. But
No. I had a spider crawling across me.
you're right. I wasn't worried about you blowing, mate. I don't have a problem with that at all.
How does that make you feel when you think your parents didn't?
Well, I had a little secret there because my grandfather, my mother's father, took me on and he actually loved me. He showed me love. This was between the years because I got taken off my mother when I was about 3 or 4. And I went to live with my grandfather. Now, my grandfather was the father of 12 kids, my mother being one of the youngest. And he raised me. And he really actually liked me. And I could tell that he liked me. So that gave me all the arrogance in the fucking world that I've got, you see, because you know somebody actually likes you.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
from being thrown around with your parents and going to live with their grandfather. But he was a poor, tired old bugger. A poor, tired old bugger that had already had 12 kids. His wife had died. My grandmother had died already. And, yeah. But anyway, enough of that. Have you got anything else you want to go on about? Because it's about that's all part of it, Sid. That's part of being homeless. You have this broke-up family life.
Would you say that the majority of people who are homeless have that story, have a similar?
Yes, I think so, mate. Yes, I think so. And settlement in the family life. There's a lack of empathy. You don't sort of feel anything for everyone because you weren't shown love as a kid, as a small baby, as a kid growing up.
Yeah.
You weren't shown love from a mother or a father. From a grandfather, sure. There's a limit to what a grandfather can do, I think. I think it does. I think it affects mentally. It becomes a mental, and once again, it hangs on from being homeless is social and mental problems. Good what to do with it.
I completely agree, and it's actually what I believe, and some of that is what I'm setting out to try and prove.
Right. I haven't always got the words to tell you exactly what I feel, but I'm sort of giving you the rough idea of how I feel about it. I haven't always got the words to explain how I feel. You know,
It's
does
okay.
that make sense?
You know, I understand. Sometimes I struggle with what I'm trying to
Trying to get through.
Yeah, what you're trying to articulate.
Yeah.
So when did you first turn to drugs?
Oh shit. I would have been 20 off. There was a bloke called Mr. Asia was bringing Buddha sticks into the country, and he was bringing them by the bucket load, and so I smoked a bit of weed. In the meantime, before then, a lot of my friends were smoking weed. I wasn't interested for some reason. I was a drunk. I love to drink. Smoked a bit of weed, got turned onto that. Come down to Brisbane. Mr. Asia was in Brisbane selling heaps of heroin. Heroin was cheaper than marijuana. Started using heroin. They took Mr. Asia, went to try and set up a market in England. You know what I'm talking about? Terry Clark, the Mr. Asia organisation back in the early 70s.
I'm afraid I don't know.
Okay. Well, he ended up, the Irish sat on him and killed him. I think it was some jail over there in Holsworth, I think, because he was pretty well connected, because he had lots of money. He was bringing in case of heroin into Australia. They call it Mr. Asia, getting a lot of from Asia and doing New Zealand and Australia, and he was trying to set up a market in England. This is according to the book. I had a joint probably about 3 months ago, and before then it was 4 years since I had a joint. So I don't touch drugs, so I don't drink alcohol anymore. Straight as.
I mean, well, you're probably straighter than a lot of people
Yeah.
who do have a home.
But I sort of get used to being homeless. I choose to be homeless.
Do you?
Yeah.
Would you ever like it to be another way?
When the pension comes up in April, it's 206 days until the 10th of April. If you work it out now, today's date is the 16th
September.
of September.
Yeah.
206 days, it's the 10th of April. That's when I get a pension. I get 900 and something, I get 800 plus a fortnight, but with me rental assistance, I'll get 900, so I'm going to move into somewhere to live. I'm going to end up with a little house, hopefully with a dog and hopefully with dogs. Yes, to answer your question in a roundabout way, I would like it to be different, Chris, but I haven't quite got the money at the moment to be able to do it. Whereas when I get on a pension, I just hope it's in the future. I hope these things change.
Do you think that if people or society looked at you differently and
Oh, yes. Yeah.
perhaps were a bit more understanding of why you come to find yourself in the situation you do and how you come to find yourself on the streets, do you think that would enable you to perhaps
Change.
not necessarily change, but maybe get the help you need or get the bit of confidence you need to give yourself the ability to change, for want of a better word?
Okay. I dress to look homeless. This is a fine art. I don't cut my hair. I don't shave my beard. I've got holes in my clothes. I wear a belt as a tie so that people will give me things. I'm sorry.
No,
That's the finest point. So because people do give me things. People will say, "Hey man, you homeless?" I say, "Well, yeah, a little bit, you know, it's not a problem. Here's $10."
but that's almost how. That's almost
They enable me.
That's almost survival mechanism,
Yeah.
rather than if what I asked was if people treated you differently or understood the reasons why. Do you think you wouldn't be in the situation you're in? You said to me that you wouldn't, if in an ideal situation when you get your pension, you'd like to have your house and your
Yes,
dog.
yeah, sure.
Obviously, you'd rather do that earlier.
I
What
would
what
like
would
to
you
do
need,
that.
or what would need to change about people's views, or the way you're treated, or anything to help you get to that quicker?
That's a hard one. Christmas, I've been doing this so goddamn long. That's a hard one. I've got used to it. You know, that's a hard one. What can people do for me to help me not become homeless? Homeless is the only thing I know. It's all I know. I said to my son, because in the meantime I'm doing all this, I've got married and I've had 3 kids. I said to my son the other day, because I told him I'm coming up to getting a pension. I'm going to move into a house. And I said to him, well, it's going to be scary to actually have a toilet inside the house, to have a bed and a fridge. A bed and a fridge. And not have to go outside, stand by the tree and take a leak. And I don't know how I'm going to take to it. I really don't, because I like the idea of being able to be... I quite like the idea of being mobile, where if somebody gives me the shits, or I get the shits from somewhere, I can move somewhere else. Like I've lived in all capital cities in Australia, because that's where the support systems are set up for me.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. From Darwin, Adelaide, you name it, I've lived there. Except for I don't want to go to Tasmania. It's cold to live on the streets of Tasmania. You can stick that, mate.
I haven't been to Tasmania yet, so I don't know what it's like.
No, I don't know what it's like either.
Um,
I don't know how anyone else can help me other than me help myself. It's up to me, I mean.
I don't know if that's true. I believe that sometimes people who are homeless or who are in a vulnerable position are trapped there.
Some, yes.
And maybe some are trapped there. I know there are some people who do choose to be homeless, so you aren't trapped.
I don't think I'm trapped so much. I treat it all as a game. As I was mentioning to you before, how I dress, I look homeless. I'm obviously homeless. I'm sitting on the bed, big bags, faded and sunny. I treat this as a game. It is a game. It's a game of being homeless. And not so much to get people's sympathy, but so that they'll give me $10 and move on and get the hell out of my life. And it does happen.
But that is a survival mechanism. That's something I guess you've got to do to get through. Do you mind me going back to your your upbringing
Sure.
and your childhood.
Sure.
Do you think? So you believe that or you're telling me that the real cause of why you felt neglected and you felt unloved was your dad?
Yeah, no, that's.
Do you think that's your key part?
I don't have anything to do with him. Because he's quite wealthy, because he's a tight bastard. I don't want to make waves about him not being my dad in case he leaves me something in his will. Because there's only him, he's still alive, there's only him, and me, and my brother that are his so-called real
Family.
Family. He's never had any more kids other than me and my elder brother. So I want to be included in his will. So I don't make any waves at all about not knowing the fact that I'm not his son. He don't look anything like him. My brother does.
Have you ever thought about getting in touch?
I've got his phone number here. I've never been in touch. Haven't been in touch for many years. Probably 30 years.
Was he ever violent to you?
Yeah, there was violence. Scrap. Because I was probably a little shit. Because I didn't care about it. I didn't care, he couldn't touch me. He'd already mentally scarred me,
How?
claiming that I didn't belong to him.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I didn't owe him anything. I don't feel anything. But he married a woman with 2 other kids. And I keep in touch with them because I want to know when he dies so that they know how to get in touch with me and tell me what he's left in his will.
Sure.
See?
Um,
So there's a lot more to being homeless than you think. Is sitting around waiting for some old fucker to die.
I really hope I don't mean to be offensive by asking. I'm just trying.
No, you're not offending me. You're not offending me.
Was there ever any sexual abuse in your?
Oh, school teacher, but that's normal. No, not by either parent, no.
What happens with the school teacher?
School teacher, because you're
Male or female?
a male. Because you're the little orphan boy. He wants to diddle you and play with it. And for some reason, my memory only goes up so far. And then it cuts out. So I'm not sure what actually happened in the event, whether I've cut out a bad deal. But no, I don't think that's upsetting because I'm outrageously heterosexual, mate. I'm no rainbow warrior. So it didn't affect me sexually
Sure.
or mentally as much as the other bullshit, the ongoing bullshit of.
So you think you think it's more the mental place you got. That's the wrong way of saying it. Mentally, how you are. Do you think that's formed by experiences you've come through because of the mental abuse?
Because of.
Sorry, let me re-ask that. I'm gonna cut.
No, not mental. Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just
Okay.
yeah.
Separating from everyone. Lack of empathy because I had no one I could bond to until my grandfather took me off my parents or my mum. I've no empathy, which puts me in a dangerous psychopath.
I'd never say you're psychopathic.
But I have no empathy for anyone. I don't feel anything for anyone. I have absolutely no feeling. The girl I married, because I was married for 12 years, she must have been pretty basic to not realise that I just didn't care about her. I was just getting a push inside, and that's all it was. Sorry, old mate.
You're fine. No. I really appreciate your honesty. Actually, it's
Well,
it's
I've sat at the riverbank for years working myself out, see? Staring into my neighbour saying, why are you like this? Why are you so bitter and fucking twisted? Why is it? So I sat there for years on the banks of the Murray down in Victoria. I was doing a little bit of work on the side because I do viticulture, which is, a lot of you English would know, to do with growing grapes and just moving around doing different backpacking work. And mainly sitting on the banks of the Murray, staring into the navel, working out, why the fuck am I like this? Why do I actually hate everyone, but I can put up a facade that I don't? That's the facade that society puts on you, that come to expect from you. I'll get more by being agreeable to people. They'll give me more things than by being, fuck you, what do you want, They're being a mongrel.
of course.
Which is my real personality is, fuck you. What the fuck do you want? So fucking bad. Now, I'm putting this on, mate, just for your own good.
It's all right.
But you see how it is. I put the facade down, fly, agreeable, here you go, man, and I'm open, I don't close off. That's the facade.
What do you think is
Oh, mate,
what do you think is the key thing you'd like people to know about how to prevent someone like yourself becoming in this situation? A future scene.
that's a hard one, mate. I don't think there is any real. I don't know because I don't know any better. So I can't.
No, but
I don't know any better.
I assume this can't always be easy for you, and I assume you'd rather someone else wouldn't find themselves in your situation. And what advice would you give to someone or someone's? What do you think is the reason that someone like yourself comes to be here, and what could you?
5 or a 10-year-old or a 15-year-old, how to avoid being what I'm doing?
No, maybe to their parents. What would you say?
Okay, to their parents. Well, you've got to love your children, you know that, don't you?
Sorry?
You've got to love your children, don't you know that, don't you? You've got to care for the kids. Kids is the up-and-coming generation. You've got to be a cold, hard bastard, not to indulge them, not to put yourself out to them, you know what I mean? Yeah, you have to show them that you love them, really. Children, this is to the parents. Sure, I don't know, mate. Because I've thought about this mother thing, you know. My mother didn't like me much, and I just don't know any better. I didn't know any better, so
I think so. What you learned as a kid has influenced.
yeah. I never had the happy family life growing up. But you can't. I don't know whether Chris. Can you tell parents to care more for their kids? Shouldn't that be a given?
You'd think.
It's not a complete so. Yeah. But I quite enjoy my life.
You look happy.
Yeah, well, I'm living on the streets. I've got no bills. I don't have to work. I walk around the place. So quite often I'm not in Brisbane. I camp further out of town, and I could walk, say, walk a Chermside and back, which is 15 kilometres in a day, and that wears me in enough where I can sleep at night. That sort of thing. I stay busy, and there's lots of homeless people who want to talk to somebody that's homeless. But, Ice has got a whole lot of events now. Dangerous old thing, the old ice. You've tried it?
Ice?
Yeah.
No, never.
No.
It's not something I'd go near. I think I'd have quite an addictive personality. I think so. I wouldn't like to. Yeah.
Took me a while to kick fucking booze and weed, smoking weed. Took me a while.
Is
It's
there?
not so hard kicking heroin because they just took all the heroin away. They, as I say, Mr. Asia moved to England to set up a market there, and they jailed him over there. They caught him.
I know nothing about that. I'll have to look it up. Actually.
Mr. Asia, Terry
Mr. Asia.
or Alexander Sinclair, the homeless fell out of. Marty Johnson. It's all going, mate. Yes, Chris, there you go, mate.
I'm good, bud.
Am I giving you what you want, do you think?
You're perfect.
Okay.
I was going to ask you if you had anything else to add, or any thoughts, or anything you'd absolutely like to share with me.
Okay.
Would you say you're different to most of the people on the streets who perhaps don't love life?
Yeah. Still all sad and bloody miserable. I don't know why. I really don't know why they're sad and miserable, mate. They're not treating it as a game. They're taking it seriously. It shouldn't be that.
What life?
Serious? No, because when you look at it, really, it's just a cruel joke, isn't it? That the media were knocking the dinosaurs over.
Say again, sorry.
It's just a cruel joke, this life. The media were knock the dinosaurs over, and up we crept out of our burrows and turned into an aware sort of mammal, if you want to give it a word. And well, how do you see life? Because that's how I see it. It's a cruel joke. Why take it seriously? Everyone's going to die.
It's a great attitude. Actually,
Everyone's going to die. I'm going to die. And I don't believe in life after death.
do you think you believe this is it?
Oh, yeah, you die, you die. Yeah.
I like to hope it's not true. I like to think it's something
That's
else.
where the Christian thing comes in.
Of course.
But being a realist, do you really believe that? But it's easier to believe that than say, well, it's nothing. You can die, you're right. Yeah. I generally, because I get Christian people approaching me with Bibles and stuff and saying, well, go home and stuff. And sure, they've got their point of view. I try not to tell them mine because they sets up an argument. And I'm not articulate enough to want to argue with them without the points and the theories in the Bible and this. I just don't believe it. Sorry.
No,
I'm saying sorry to the camera, mate. Sorry.
no, I'm no. Yeah. No, I don't follow religion. I believe that there may be a God, but you've got to enjoy this life.
God
Indeed.
is inside you. Your own set of morals that my grandfather gave me is the morals that I live by.
Good on you.
Yeah. And I don't steal or rob or never murdered. Oh, that's wrong. I do steal. They have a market over here on Wednesday, so I go and steal garlic, because I like eating garlic. I can't afford $20 a bloody kilo for garlic.
No.
So I steal a bowl of it every now and again. Hey,
I wish I had some garlic to give you. I'd hand it over.
I've just had a big feed of garlic. I don't know if you can smell it, but
No.
the lunch we had up at the St. Andrews, I have some garlic in my bag and I can feel it. We're chicken parmesan. I eat garlic with me chicken. Raw garlic.
It's good for you, though, isn't it? Is there anything you'd like to add, or anyone you'd like to say hello to, or?
It's my meeting, Chris. Hello, kids. Stay in school. I don't know, mate. I'm not sure what you want. Is there anything else you'd like to ask? No.
I'm sure there probably is, but I can't think of it. But maybe not for this time.
Yeah.